Imagine coming home after a grueling shift, only to find your own driveway cordoned off like a crime scene. Courtesy of a clipboard-wielding neighbor who's convinced she's the queen of suburbia. But what if that petty power trip unraveled into a full-blown scandal? Exposing embezzlement, fraud, and a desperate grasp for control that left her in handcuffs? In the sleepy suburb of Evergreen Meadows, just outside Seattle, where manicured lawns hid a web of unspoken resentments, Alex Harper pulled into his driveway one crisp autumn afternoon. The neighborhood looked picture-perfect, rows of identical two-story homes with white picket fences and solar lights that blinked on at dusk like obedient sentinels. But Alex knew better. Beneath the veneer of community barbecues and holiday newsletters lurked the iron fist of the Homeowners Association, enforced by none other than Karen Whitaker, the HOA president who'd clawed her way to the top by nitpicking every blade of grass out of line. Alex, a quiet emergency room nurse in his mid-40s, had bought his house 5 years ago after a messy divorce. The place came with a bonus, an extra parking spot adjacent to the garage, deeded right into the property title. It was his sanctuary for the beat-up Ford pickup he used for weekend hikes. He'd never caused a ripple in the neighborhood, kept his yard tidy, waved at joggers, even helped old Mr. Jenkins fix his fence once. But whispers had started months back. Some neighbors, egged on by Karen's subtle digs at HOA meetings, painted Alex as the recluse who didn't fit the community vibe. He heard the rumors that he was hiding something shady in that garage, maybe even running an unauthorized side hustle. Alex ignored it, figuring silence was the best armor. Inside, though, he cataloged every sideways glance, every passive-aggressive note slipped under his door. It all ignited one Saturday morning when Alex was under his truck, wrench in hand, swapping out spark plugs. The whine of sirens cut through the air, and he slid out just as a police cruiser eased to a stop. Officer Ramirez, a stocky guy with a mustache that screamed, "I've seen it all," climbed out and adjusted his belt. "Mr. Harper? Got a call about unauthorized use of community property." Alex wiped grease from his hands, heart ticking up a notch but face steady as stone. "That so? This is my driveway, officer. Been mine since closing day." Before Ramirez could reply, Karen Whitaker strutted over from her house 3 doors down, her sensible pumps clicking on the pavement like tiny judgments. She was in her late 50s, with a bob haircut sharp enough to slice bread and a smile that never reached her eyes. Clipboard in one hand, phone in the other, probably already drafting the next newsletter blast. "Officer, thank goodness you're here. This man is flagrantly violating HOA Covenant 4.2, no private encroachment on shared spaces. That spot is designated for visitor overflow." Alex stood, crossing his arms. "Karen, we've chatted about this. It's in my deed, parcel extension for additional parking. I showed you the paperwork last month." She tilted her head, that faux sympathetic lilt in her voice. "Oh, Alex, dear. Bless your heart. But deeds can be misinterpreted. As president, it's my duty to maintain order. We can't have one resident hogging space while families struggle to host guests. It's about community harmony. You see." Ramirez glanced between them, sighing like a man who'd rather be anywhere else. "Ma'am, unless you've got legal proof this isn't his. My hands are tied. This looks like a civil matter." Karen's eyes narrowed, but her smile held. "Proof? I have the updated HOA map right here, voted on unanimously at the last meeting." She whipped out a laminated sheet, scribbled lines redrawn in what looked like Sharpie. "See? We've rezoned for efficiency. Alex snorted, unable to hold back. Unanimously? You mean the meeting where half the board was your bridge club buddies? That's not rezoning, that's doodling on a napkin. Her cheeks flushed. But she recovered with a pious huff. I won't tolerate this insubordination. Officer. He's disrupting the peace. Ramirez just shook his head and drove off, leaving Karen fuming. As Alex turned back to his truck, she called out, "This isn't over. Mr. Harper. Rules are rules, for everyone's benefit." That night, Alex installed a Ring camera overlooking the spot. He wasn't paranoid, he was prepared. The rumors amped up, group chat pings about that selfish nurse blocking progress. But Alex stayed silent, biding his time, documenting every whisper he overheard at the mailbox. 2 days later, exhaustion from a double shift clung to Alex like fog as he turned into his driveway. There it was, a neon orange sticker plastered across his windshield, screaming illegal parking, subject to tow at owner's expense. Approved by HOA President K. Whitaker. He peeled it off slowly, snapping photos with timestamps, then sealed it in a Ziploc like evidence from a crime show. Cute, he muttered. But inside, rage simmered. This wasn't just petty, it was an invasion. The next morning, Alex skipped his coffee run and headed to the county records office downtown. The clerk, a no-nonsense woman named Linda with cat-eye glasses, pulled his file. Yep. Right here, your lot includes that easement. It's private property. Honey. HOA can't touch it without a court order. She stamped certified copies and slid them over. If they try towing, that's vandalism territory. Armed with the envelope, Alex emailed his lawyer buddy, Mike, who drafted a cease and desist faster than a barista slings lattes. They fired it off to the HOA board, CCing the city's code enforcement. Let's see how she likes real paperwork, Alex said to himself, a grim smile forming. By evening, the neighborhood Facebook group exploded. Karen had posted a manifesto, fellow residents. One bad apple threatens our idyllic community. Sign this petition to reclaim our shared spaces. Attached was a QR code linking to a form that painted Alex as a rule-breaking loner. But cracks showed, a few comments questioned her map, and one neighbor, Sarah from across the street, DM'd Alex, she's been on a power trip since her husband left. Sorry she's targeting you. Alex replied simply, thanks. Got proof it's mine. He attached the deed scan. Sarah's response, thumbs up emoji. Followed by, sharing this. The escalation hit warp speed the following dawn. Alex stepped out for his run and spotted a tow truck idling in front of his house, hook dangling like a threat. The driver, a burly guy in overalls, hopped down. Got an order to remove this pickup, HOA violation. Alex blocked the path, documents in hand. Hold up. This is my property. Tow it. And you're stealing. Police are already looped in. He thrust the certified deed forward. The driver skimmed it, whistled. Lady on the phone said it was communal. Guess she lied. He radioed dispatch, false call, private land. As the truck rumbled away, Karen emerged from her porch, arms akimbo, face twisted in disbelief. You can't just. This is outrageous. I'm protecting standards. Alex met her gaze coolly. Standards? Or your ego? Back off. Karen. She sputtered, retreating inside with a door slam that echoed like a gunshot. That afternoon, Alex filed a harassment report at the precinct and requested a city audit of HOA amendments. Potential overreach, he told the desk sergeant, handing over the sticker. Photos. And her map. The sergeant nodded. We've seen these HOA tyrants before. We'll look into it. For days ticked by in tense quiet. Then, a plain envelope appeared under Alex's doormat, no stamp. Just dread. Inside, printouts of HOA emails. The subject line on the first, dealing with the Harper problem. Karen's words leaped out, if we can't budge him legally. Make his life hell until he caves. Deeds are old news, we redefine community our way. A reply from board member Tom, this could backfire. He's got rights. Karen shot back, rights? He's a nobody nurse. Who'd believe him over us? Alex's blood boiled. But he smirked at the irony, her arrogance in black and white. Another email floated a donation to the tow company from HOA funds. The last, triple fine him anonymously. Then lean the house. Problem solved. He photographed every page and forwarded them to the city auditor. Mike. And a local investigative reporter named Jenna who'd exposed HOA scams before. Jenna met him at a coffee shop. Eyes lighting up over the docks. This is gold, embezzlement vibes. Mind if I run with it? Alex nodded. Expose the hypocrisy. That night. A blocked call, Detective Lopez. Sheriff's Office. We've got your report on HOA fraud. Can we meet? Alex agreed. Laying out the timeline the next day. Lopez took notes. This smells like conspiracy. We'll interview the board. Events snowballed. The city slapped an injunction on HOA enforcements. The sheriff announced a probe into fund misuse. Jenna's article dropped, HOA president's parking vendetta masks deeper fraud, emails reveal plot to lien homes. It went viral. Shares flooding from Reddit to local news. Neighbors who'd shunned Alex now knocked with apologies. Karen said you were squatting, admitted Mr. Jenkins. Didn't know about the deed. Alex handed him a copy. She cherry-picks facts to fit her throne. The climax erupted at the emergency HOA meeting in the community center. A bland room with folding chairs and fluorescent hum. Packed house, residents. City officials. Even a news crew. Karen sat alone up front. The board having bailed like rats from a sinking ship. A councilwoman read the riot act, due to evidence of fraud and harassment. President Whitaker is suspended. All recent amendments voided. Karen leaped up. Voice quivering with feigned outrage. This is a witch hunt. I'm safeguarding our values, against selfish outliers like him. She jabbed a finger at Alex, who sat calmly in the back. The councilwoman cut her off. Values? Like siphoning dues for phantom landscapers? The DA's charging embezzlement. Gasps rippled. Karen's face crumpled, shock morphing to panic as detectives entered. Warrant in hand. Miss Whitaker. You're under arrest for fraud. Conspiracy. And coercion. Handcuffs clicked. She didn't resist. Just mumbled. But order must prevail. The room watched in stunned silence as she was let out. Her empire crumbling in real time. In the aftermath, the HOA dissolved temporarily under city oversight. Audits revealed Karen had pocketed over $50,000 in bogus reimbursements, fake invoices for maintenance that never happened. She pled guilty, avoiding jail but forfeiting her home and restitution. The neighborhood exhaled, new bylaws emphasized transparency, with Alex volunteering to draft anti-abuse clauses. He parked his truck that night without a glance over his shoulder. The spot now adorned with solar lights and a simple sign, private, since day one. Kids biked freely. Porches buzzed with real chatter. Alex sipped beer on his stoop, watching the sunset paint the pavement gold. It wasn't just a win, it was a reminder that tyrants in khakis fall hardest when their masks slip. But here's the kicker, was Karen the real villain? Or just a symptom of a system that lets petty despots rule unchecked? You tell me, in a world of absurd rules, who truly deserves the cuffs?